Hey, what's up, guys? I don't know, well, 10 of you that are watching this video, you're the coolest 10, by the way. Essentially, what we're going to be doing is we're going to draw a little landscape. Now, this is going to be like bare bones beginners. I'm not going to give like really in-depth instructions of like technique and, perspective and all that other type of hardcore stuff. This is going to be very simple, very easy to follow, and I encourage you to follow because it's, trying to teach you, I guess. So I'm going to make this as easy as possible. I'm only going to be using a number 2 pencil. Now, I know if you've drawn before, you'd usually have, a 6B, 3B, 2B, 4H, 2H, etc. But in order to keep this simple, we're just going to see what we can do with just a number 2 pencil, and that's it. So that could be pretty tough. But, we'll see what we can come up with. So basically, what I'm going to go for is just a simple mountain, mountain range type of thing with some trees in the front here. And this video is probably going to be broken up into 3 parts. This part being just blocking in basic shapes and seeing where everything's going to be, layout wise. Part 2 will probably be shading in the trees. I'll show you, how I would do it. And you could do it your own way. It doesn't really matter. And part 3 would be the mountains and, final touches and all that type of stuff. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. Now, if I'm going to draw a mountain, right, I don't really want it to be, right in the middle here because it's just not going to look right. You don't want a drawing to be like perfectly in the middle. It's just going to look strange. So if you want to draw just, simple mountain, just do it over here, a little off-centered, nothing crazy. You don't want it, like all over here because you want it to be, you want people to at least see it, pay attention to it. It's going to be the main focal point of the drawing, along with the trees on the side. The trees will act more as a border because I'm not going to bring this all the way to the edges of the paper. I'm going to go for more of like an oval type of shape, I guess. So yeah, bring this down. So basically you just want to keep this as being basic shapes. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want to get all wild with detail right now. This is pretty much just to see where things are going to lay and just give you a general idea of what's going down in Chinatown. Yeah, so I guess I'll just keep 2. It's not really that crazy, but whatever. So yeah, you can see that. Really simple, really easy stuff. Come over here. Now we're going to do some trees on the side, as I said. And, you're going to pick this side. I don't really want a tree to be here, like a main tree, because it's going to kind of rival with this mountain. It's going to be the same size, and it's not going to play well when you're looking at it when it's done. So if I come over here, put it in this area where this is a little bit smaller, there's a little more empty space here. It's going to work out a lot better. You're going to feel better about yourself in general, honestly. So, and again, for the trees, we're just going to go super basic. I might even just come like this, just do a little outline. Really nothing crazy at all, just giving myself kind of like an idea of what's going to happen here. And yeah, that's like literally it. I just want to give myself an idea. And if you need to put more detail than this, you totally can. But this, is really all I need in order to, to figure out what's going on at later stages. Probably add another little guy right over here. Obviously going for pine trees here. And also vary them in size. You're not going to want two of the same size trees right next to each other. It's just, it's not a good look. Let me put another little guy over here. Now, I'm no expert at drawing, trust me on that. It's just a hobby, really, for me. I don't even really do it that much. This is kind of just my way to get back into it, honestly. So if people want to watch it and draw along, that's great. But, if they don't, it's whatever. Yeah, so this is a nice layout we have here. This is standing alone on its own. It's going to be a strong part of the drawing. And then this has its own little area over here. So it's like two halves almost, two, different, well, kind of like two different drawings, honestly, or two different layouts in one, you get it. So I don't want it to be barren down here. So I'm going to make little smaller trees that are going to look like they're in the background, like really far along the base of this mountain, or at least further away than these three. So I'm really just going to put some triangles in there. So this is all super basic stuff, really just working with shapes here and lines. This, I'm not trying to make this some crazy thing. And now if you're going to do clouds or anything really that's going to have a shaded edge or an edge that is going to fade out, you're not going to want to outline it. So if I want to put in clouds, I'm not going to start drawing clouds in here, because when I go to shade them in nice, they're gonna have that hard edge. And I mean, you can erase them afterwards, but it's just more of a hassle, and you might not be able to erase them out all the way. And then you'll have like the remnants of the line that you drew, and it's not good. So, well, actually that goes for the same as top of this mountain here, because if you want, snow up here, there probably wouldn't be a line like this, because it just doesn't make sense. So when I'm shading this in, I'll come along with the eraser and just clear that out. But that's, for later on. Now this is basically it here. We have a nice layout, super simple, super easy to follow. Maybe I'll just come in here and finish this off, but it's not that big of a deal. It's going to go off the page. I did say I was going for an oval shape, but I guess not. But it doesn't actually matter. It's whatever the hell you want. Anything else? Oh yeah, so as I was saying, we're going to be using this number 2 pencil. So our values are going to be a little limited. So it might be just, very monotone. So like not very dark, not very light. It's going to be very in the middle. But, the number 2 pencil, or HB, is your middle ground pencil. But, I think it's very versatile. You can get pretty dark values with it. And you can also go pretty light if you go really soft. And, light. The thing with, shading is, which obviously people say, but it's something that I didn't really think about until when I was drawing for a while, is that although you have this pencil, with pressure, make it darker, press it harder, lighter, makes a lighter tone. But the eraser is actually another tool that you need to, use, because if you're doing something, if you want it light or if you want highlights or you want to touch up a certain area or whatever, you come in there with the eraser and it's like you can get up some of that graphite and you're basically shading or, drawing with the eraser. So that's, that's key if you want highlights and you want, a good contrast between darks and lights. So, yeah, basically that's going to be it for this video. I know it's super quick, super, basic stuff, but if you're a very beginner and you don't know anything, then this could be helpful. And, like I said, I'll be back, part 2. I'll do all this, fill all this in. I'll show you how I'll do it. And part 3, we'll do the mountain and I guess some clouds or sky or whatever. And that's it. So if you like it, and if you want to keep following, subscribe. And I'll be back later this week with, shading the trees. All right, bye.